Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. I am Kaushik, your Blazor expert today, and I am excited to show you how to build a feature-rich email editor using Blazor. Our editor will have live preview functionality and ability to save and load content using local storage. So let's get started. Now guys, before I start coding and set up the project, I thought that I will give you a quick demo of what we'll be up to, what we'll be building by the end of this lecture. Okay, so let's go over to the demonstration. Type a sample email. So this is the preview email, okay? And if I click on get content, you see everything is in the live preview. And if I now delete everything, no. Let me save the content saved, alert, and if I delete the content and then load the content, it will load it from it has already saved it by clicking the save content to the local storage, and it is now loading it from the local storage. And now okay, so adding on to this email draft, I shall come to your place. Now get content, it will update the content and now save the content. Okay, content saved, and then if I delete or whatever, edit it, but if I load the content, it will load from the local storage because it was saved there. Now let's do the project setup on Visual Studio. So on to Visual Studio. Now I will create a new project and Blazor server app. So click on Blazor server app and give it a name. Suitable name is Blazor email live server with editor and a preview. It's a bit biggish name, it doesn't matter. So I'll create it in the Blazor folder on the source repos and select folder and click on next. And .NET 7 standard term support. There is no .NET 8 for this template, server template, and click on create. I don't need enable container support. Alright, it's created now. So done with project setup. Now next is add quill.js. Now Quill is an open source or free editor, rich text editor. How will we add quills is getting back onto this. Now Quill is a popular free WYSIWYG editor, perfect for our needs here. WYSIWYG mein what you see is what you get. Okay, so let's go over to the host.cshtml file and add the CDN which I have copied, Content Developer Network, which is an URL for referencing the quill. Okay, so what I will do is it's a link. So basically I can put it over here just below the last link. Alright, so cdn.quilljs.com and finally quill.snow.cs and quill.min.js. So CSS files and the JavaScript file I refer from this CDN. Okay, and the next step is I'll have to create a JavaScript interop. Creating the JavaScript interop. So getting back to my Blazor email server. Now under this www.root.js root folder, I don't have a JS folder which I need to create. So add a new folder call it JS for short for JavaScript, and then I add a new item. So this has to be a JavaScript file, and then I'll give it a name. QuillInterop.js. .js will be automatically taken care of because it's a JavaScript file that I am highlighting. QuillInterop. Okay, QuillInterop. Basically, it's better to put I is capital and then click on add. So Quill is an empty file at the moment. Now to this file, I have added a few functions. We'll get onto these functions, and this is console.log statement for debugging purpose if it is required, but you can get rid of that. Just comment it out because probably I will not require it. Let's see. And if I require, then I will uncomment it. Okay, so console.log statement, I am just commenting it out. Okay. Now, the next step is to understand what are these functions and what are they up to. So this initialize Quill, this initializes, as you might be able to guess, it initializes the Quill editor on a specified HTML element. So var Quill equals new Quill. This is the hash. This hash is actually the ID for a CSS file, which name is the ID is editor container, and theme is snow, and then window.quill is quill. To the window, you add quill with this variable, and then get quill content retrieves the HTML content from the quill editor. It return window.quill.root.innerHTML. And update preview updates the live preview section with the contents from the editor. Content from the editor. This is the content from the editor on the right hand side, and it assigns to this preview containers inner HTML. And then save quill content saves the editor's content to the browser's local storage. So local storage dot set item, and then we are setting the item with quill content set item storage dot setting key is string, value is string. This is the key and this is the value. Okay, so local storage dot set item. Okay, and then load quill content. Finally, loads the content from the local storage back to the editor. Now we'll come to building the Blazor component. Okay, with our JavaScript interop in place, now the next was to build the Razor component. So back to the Visual Studio. So this is the pages folder, has got all the components, pre-built components like counter, error, fetch data, index. So I'll add a new component, new Razor component, and call this email editor. So sorry for my typo, email editor. Okay, so email editor is this just a template code, email editor h3. So we'll replace this email editor pre-built code with the code that I have got on my clipboard, and then I will explain. Just please bear with me. This saves a lot of runtime, and this at page is the page directive. So it's localhost /email editor. We'll get to this page for routing and navigation, and the div with an ID of editor container. It has got a style, built-in style. So editor container is the ID of the quill.js will target to initialize the editor. And there are three buttons: get content, save content, and load content. So it is there to get the content. If you click on the get content button, if you change the content and save content, it will save it to the local storage, and it will load the content from the local storage. Okay. The div with ID preview container is used to display the live preview of the email content. It has got a style of border of 1 pixel solid, this color, and padding of 10 pixel. And the code, in this code block, we inject the IJS runtime service to enable JavaScript interop. You can see IJS runtime emulator, JS runtime. Okay. And on the after render async method, we initialize the Quill editor and load any previously saved content when the component renders for the first time. So if it is a first render, it will await on initializing the Quill JS runtime dot invoke void asynchronous. This is operation initialize Quill. So initialize Quill, as we have just seen, it has come from here. Initialize Quill method, and then back to other methods, load Quill content. So load Quill content also we have seen from here. So basically it is communicating, this C# code or Blazor is communicating now with the JavaScript interoperatively with interop. Okay. So now get content method retrieves the editor content and updates the live preview. Okay. So the content is filled with await JS runtime dot invoke async in string get Quill content. Okay. This is the complete code. So from get Quill content, it will fill the content, and then await JS runtime dot invoke void async update preview, and then pass this content. Okay, and then save content and load content. This save content, actually it invokes asynchronously the save Quill content, that's the JavaScript save Quill content and load Quill content and update preview. They are all JavaScript functions, get Quill content as well as initialize Quill. So again, the load content, the C# code will use the JavaScript runtime and invoke asynchronously the load Quill content. Okay. So basically that's all. And now we are ready to run the application. Now click on either this green button or this is light green button. Start without debugging or start with debugging. I prefer this one. Now since I have no navigation, so Blazor email live server editor loads on the default home page with hello world, and then I front slash and put the routing email editor and then click on OK. Now you can see everything is in front of you. You can always create a navigation link, which I can do very easily. You see normal, this is the rich text editor, Quill editor. Okay. Now in the next step, so we have built the Blazor component, we have started running the application, and then let me type a sample email. Excuse my typo. Hope you are well. So this is the preview email. Okay. And if I click on get content, you see everything is in the live preview. And if I now delete everything, no. Let me save the content saved, alert, and if I delete the content and then load the content, it will load it from it has already saved it by clicking the save content to the local storage, and it is now loading it from the local storage. And now okay, so adding on to this email draft, I shall come to your place. Now get content, it will update the content and now save the content Okay, content saved. And then if I delete or whatever, edit it, but if I load the content, it will load from the local storage because it was saved there. So that marks the end of this demonstration. So now I have been able to show you a fully functional email editor with live preview and local storage using Blazor. I hope you found this tutorial helpful. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon to stay updated with more Blazor tutorials. Thanks for watching and happy coding.